When we play a game of chess, we all want to be that bully on the playground that makes the other kid cry, right? Well, at least over the chessboard. And if you want to see how I did just that to an 1800, well, then you better stick around. Oh, fancy seeing you here. Welcome to the virtual chessboard. What a beautiful thing, huh? I'm playing with the black pieces. We have a little Caro-Kann action, specifically the advanced variation with bishop f5. If you're not really familiar with the Caro, one of the main ideas is to get the light-squared bishop outside of the pawn chain so that it's happy roaming about in the fields instead of being stuck inside of the stables like in the French, right? We have knight c3 from my opponent, which isn't great, just because it blocks the c-pawn. See, in d-pawn openings, you want to be able to play c3 or c4 to support your center or chip away at blacks. But playing knight c3 just blocks the c-pawn, and now my bishop is going to be staring at that bad boy for a while. I play knight d7. We have bishop g5. This is the first move of many that just makes it so easy for me to make this player cry. I'm not joking. Just keep an eye on the G5 and B5 squares, okay? Just do that for me. Keep an eye on those squares. So we have bishop to G5, which attacks my queen. So I move it out of the way. Big whoop. I don't know why you played bishop G5, because now I just attack B2. And instead of playing like rook B1, or knight a4, or like b3, anything else, he goes all the way back. This just gives me a free move. It's as if I had played knight d7 and queen b6 in one go, because he played here and back. I don't know what. So I go ahead and play c5 right away, looking to just take advantage of this. And we have bishop b5. I told you to keep an eye on these two squares, right? Bishop b5. Okay. To be honest, this is a little annoying just because it's, I don't want him to take and force my king out. I want my king to be able to castle. And I don't want to play like rook d1 to protect my knight because that's a little awkward. So I just drop my queen back to c7 and takes. Okay, we're chilling. We have castles, knight e7. A3 doesn't really do anything. I play knight c6. So knight here, looking to add pressure to that d-pawn, which you wish he could play c3 or something, but his knight's in the way. Huh. We have takes. Okay. It's like he's asking for me to make him cry, right? He just, you have this center, and you just destroy it. I don't even destroy it. He does, willingly, and allows my bishop to just develop so naturally by recapturing the pawn. Now this pawn is extremely weak because you can't even play f4. So you know what he has to do? Play bishop f4, which wasn't even necessary at this point because the knight defends, and I've only got one attacker. So he may not be crying yet, but this bishop sure is staring at this pawn. My goodness. So I just castle, and we have knight g5. Knight g5. I told you. He's got a little something about these g5, b5 squares. I don't know what. That's his business, but man, oh man. This does literally nothing. These squares are defended. The only threat I could think of that he was going for is queen here and trying to mate me. But the bishop defends, so that's never even a threat. I have no idea. So I just play h6 and kick him back. So, rook c8, and we have b4, lashing out. Okay, I drop my bishop back. Big whoop. And now knight b5. These g5, b5 squares, man. He doesn't want to move his queen or his rooks or anything like that. He just wants to keep moving pieces to the b5, g5 squares and move them back. I don't know. This was so silly, especially for an 1800. Oh my goodness. I'm about to be crying laughing at this, honestly. This is a little annoying, to be fair, the knight getting into the d6 square, because it would be pretty well supported there. So I find a pretty cool tactic. It's not that hard to see. It took me a little bit to find it, though. And this is the first moment where I started to make a singular tear drip from my opponent's eye. With knight takes e5! Knight takes e5! Discovered attack on the knight, winning a pawn. And he doesn't even take my knight and allow me to take this. No, sir. Instead, what he does is just go back to d4. He just goes to d4. I don't know what this guy is doing, man. He played bishop g5, bishop c1, bishop f4. He played knight g5, knight f3. He played bishop b5 and bishop takes. He played knight b5 and knight back to d4. Those were like all of his moves. Oh yeah, and he gave away his entire center here. Okay, so let's see what happens. I play knight c4 and allow him to take. This wasn't the best thing to do. I kind of missed the idea of knight takes f3 check and then taking this pawn. I did miss that, to be fair. But I play this and boom. I've got the whole center still. My pawn structure is a little sucky now, but that's okay. I'm still up a pawn. And I think I'm doing quite well. We have queen d3. Okay, rook fd8, just looking to support my pawn even further. Knight e5. Knight takes e5, bishop e5. And I play queen here, looking to attack the c2 pawn, which he defends. But this is so passive. I mean, come on. The rook. Now the rook is crying. I mean, come on. Okay, so here I play queen here. This does cleanly hang a pawn. I was just looking for a queen trade. Whoops. He doesn't see it, though. Instead, he goes, I see mate! I see mate! Okay, but I just block it. He doesn't want to trade queens, so he goes back. I'm not going to repeat moves. And instead what I do is I play d4. d4 is supported by my bishop, my rook, looking to play rook c3 and try to pick up some pawns, and just gain some more space here, looking quite nice. Okay, we have h3, kicking my queen back. Big scary. Okay, bishop f4. But now I get rook c3. I get rook c3, and I'm coming in. Oh, man, and guess what? Another tactic that makes my opponent cry. He's starting to really stream down some tears now. Rook takes h3, ladies and gentlemen. Rook takes h3, and the point is the pawn's pinned, so you can't take me. He plays bishop g3, thinking, okay, well, I'll just block the pin, so now he's got to go back or something. But here, I find the brilliant it's not that brilliant, and it's not really a sacrifice, but rook takes g3. Oh, you betcha. He's probably crying so much right now. His clothes are probably soaked in salt water from his eyes. Rook takes. The point is that once you take back, I have d3 discovered check. d3 discovered check with the bishop. This bishop is a sniper. And this pawn is coming through. And luckily, my rook is also defended by my bishop. This bishop, this is a king. I mean, well, this is my king. But this is a king, honestly. All right. You have to block with the rook. Because if you go here, then you get checkmated. Good job. So you have to block. Queen takes g3, of course. And now I'm just lining up. Oh, yeah. We have pawn takes d3. Here, the best moves are like rook takes d3 and bishop here, skewering these pieces. Of course, those are obvious moves. I don't know why I didn't play them. Instead, I just started trading everything, thinking I am in an endgame up 3 pawns and I'm going to win. And I did. Let's see how I did it. We have rook here. Also, he played this endgame terribly. Like, he's so passive. The rook here, come on. You're playing the whole endgame without a rook now. I played g5, looking to make a bunch of queens over there on the king side. We have king here attacking my rook. I just move out of the way. And then this is a terrible move, king d2, because it just allows check and picking up the pawn. Yeah, in endgames like this, you can't keep just marching your king away from your pawn. You have to stay there. Otherwise, this tactic happens. So now I have a 4-on-0. I wonder who's going to win this game. We have a4, and I just start pushing my pawns. I just push, I defend the pawn. This is pretty simple from here on out. Okay, the rook comes down. Simplest thing to do, defend the pawn. Okay, he attacks. Well, he doesn't really attack it, so I can give this check, kick the king away a little bit, and now add some extra support to these pawns. Okay, he attacks this one, defend it. That's all you got to do. Just keep marching everything forward together, holding it all together, and eventually one of the pawns will become a queen, and then another one, and another one, and another one, because I got 4 of these bad boys. Okay, rook slides back. I go over here. The point is not to attack this pawn. It's just to clear the way for these pawns. So he pushes. I push. Here. Okay, I push. He gives me a check. But here's the thing. I just go back, and you can't stop this. If anything, you should do this so that when I queen, I still have to, like, make another queen. But instead, what he does is take this pawn on f3, which just allows a clean promotion to a queen, and he resigned. Look at this king. I mean, this 1800 must have been sobbing so hard. This game was terrible for him. He played like bishop out, bishop back, bishop out, other bishop out, knight forward, knight back, other knight forward, other knight back, giving away the whole center, allowing a bunch of crazy tactics, and just... this endgame was bad as well. My goodness. My goodness. Well, hey, if you made it to the end of this video, as always, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I just hit the microphone. Make sure if you did like it, you like the video and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, suggestions for future videos, and I hope you have a great day.